Logic network means we have seen two gates. That is, there are 5 operators. This is OR, this is and this is complement, not operator, and this is called as implication, and this is called as equivalence. EQUALEVANC, equivalence. Equivalence. In other words, this is called as one condition, this is by condition, two conditions. This is not operator, this is AND operator, and OR operator. In the previous class, I did teach you, these two are called as binary gates. Binary gates. What do you mean by gate? Gate is an entry point. Gate is an entry point. Here, you have to have two inputs for AND operator and OR operator. This is called as an unary gate. In other words, unitary. Unit means what? One. You will have only one input, which is called as an inverter. What you have at home. Inverted. Or a NOT gate or negation. For example, I will give you an example here. You give 230 volts. On the other end, you get 0 volts. You give 0 volts, it gives 230 volts. That's why it's called as inverted, complement, or negation. What do you mean by that? How does your inverter works? It works when there is no government supply. Right or not? When there is a government supply, inverter doesn't work. Inverter doesn't work. Government supply only everything. The moment abruptly the electricity goes off, the inverter gives the battery backup. Now I am going to teach you this. These two we have seen in the previous class. I am going to teach you the rest of the 3. NOT gate. NOT is called as an unitary gate or unary gate. UNIARY. Okay, unary gate. I will give you an example. I will show you this. The diagram will be of this pattern. If this is A, when it goes through the circuit, it becomes A complement. I repeat again. When you give 0, it becomes 1. When you give 1, it becomes 0. It's called as negation. What gate is called as? NOT gate. It's also called as an inverter or complement, negation, matter is same. I will draw the truth table for you. Very simple, quite simple. Let's say, other day I taught you, if you have one variable, 2 to the power of 1 is what? 2 inputs will be there. What do you get? It will be 0 and 1. If this is A, what would be A complement? A complement can be written like this, A complement can be written like this. There are three ways of writing. There is a delta key followed by A. Complement of A, complement of A, complement of A. You can write in any one of the 3 forms. What is the complement of 0 is 1. What is the complement of 1 is 0. When you give this A, when it goes through this circuit, you will have a triangle and a circle. It becomes A complement. Mind you, boys and girls, in the previous 2 diagrams we used to have 2 inputs. It is only 1 input. That's why it's called as unary gate. UNIARY, unary gate. Do you understand? Rest all of them. These 2 are called as binary. Binary means it will have 2 inputs. Am I clear to you, boys and girls? Now, I am going to teach you what? A single condition, an implication, and by condition it's called as equals. Once if you are familiar with this 5 connectives, that we can do some operations. Some terms we learn, that's it, we will go into some problems. It's quite easy one. Okay, now I'll let you know what it is. The next one is called as implication. I think you must be knowing the term called as what? Truth table. What is truth table is? A table which will have all possible inputs and corresponding output. What do you mean by all possible inputs? Here I am. If you have one variable, you will have 2 inputs. 2 inputs. If you have 2 variables, it will be 4 inputs. If you have 3 variables, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. If there are 4 variables, 16 inputs. If there are 5 variables, 32 inputs. If there are 6 variables, 64 inputs, and so on. But in your syllabus, you have up to 4 variables. You have 4 variables. I will teach you now. If you have one variable, 2 to the power of 1 is this. If there are 2 variables, I will teach you now. Okay, truth table of 2 variables I will teach you right now. P implication Q. How many variables are there, boys and girls? There are 2 variables. If there are 2 variables, 2 to the power of 2 is how much? 4 inputs. Let's see how does this works. P will go like this, Q will go like this. First we will write the input correct. If there are 4 inputs, half of 4 is how much? 2. So you must begin with 0 0 1. Half of 2 is how much? 1. So 0 1 0 1. You should not have less than 4 inputs. You should not have more than 4 inputs. If so, if it is less than 4 inputs or if it is more than 4 inputs, your truth table is utterly wrong. Okay, here I am. What I want to tell you is this. P implication Q. What do you mean by that? P implication Q means the meaning goes P complement plus Q. P complement plus Q. What do you mean by P complement is? What do you mean by P complement is? The P complement goes like this. What you need to find out is this is called as equivalence, boys and girls. Sorry, this is called as implication. So one-sided arrow. One-sided arrow means it's called as implication. Now I will teach you. First you must find the P complement. Do you have a P? What is the P complement would be? Opposite of P. 0 0 1 becomes what? Opposite of 0 is 1. Opposite of 0 is 1. Opposite of 1 is 0. Opposite of 1 is 0. 0 0 1 becomes 1 1 0. Do you have a Q? I have a P complement. I have a Q. These two needs to be connected by a plus symbol. Plus indicates what? Or. P complement plus Q. 1 plus 0 is 1. I repeat again, boys and girls, plus means not addition. True or false. Plus means what? Or. True or false becomes true. True or true becomes true. False or false becomes false. False or true becomes true. So this is what the final answer is. This is called as P implication Q. P implication Q where you have only one condition. Now I will do double condition. I will do double condition. Boys and girls, let's see what the double condition is. It's called as equivalence. What is it called as? It's called as equivalence. Should I? P equivalence Q. P equivalence Q. You understand what I said? Now you will have by condition. By condition means 2. How many variables are there, boys and girls? 2 variables. Same inputs. P and Q. 2 variables means 2 to the power of 2 will be how much? 4. How many inputs should be there? In P 4, in Q 4. How many begin? 0 0 1 1. Same way. Here 0 1 0 1. Now what is this P equivalence Q determine? In other words, this is called as PQ plus P complement Q complement. I repeat again. PQ, P and Q, or P complement and Q complement. First of all, we will find out P and Q, PQ. PQ means it's understood between P and Q there exists a dot. Dot means what operator? An operator. 0 on 0 is 0. 0 on 1 is 0. 1 and 0 is 0. 1 and 1 is 1. You have found out. Do you have P complement? You have found out this. Now let us find out this, then we will connect this. Do you have P complement? No, we will find out. We will find out P complement. What is the P complement is? Opposite of P. 0 0 1 becomes 1 1 0 0. What is the complement of Q is? Complement of Q will be 0 1 0 1 becomes 1 0 1 0. Is this clear? So you have found out P complement, you have found out Q complement. P complement and Q complement is connected by a dot. Dot means AND operator. It's understood, it's implied. If we do not write any operator between variable, it is understood as dot. Dot means like mathematics. You have a AND operator. Here I go. P complement, Q complement. Look at here. 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into 0 is 0. 0 to 1 is 0. 0 to 0 is 0. Listen, boys and girls. You have PQ, you have P complement, Q complement. This and this needs to be connected by an OR operator. Here I go. PQ plus P complement, Q complement. Should I do it? This and this. It is connected by OR operator. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. This is what your final answer is. What did I do? I did nothing. P equivalence Q means this is what the Boolean expression. PQ plus P complement, Q complement. You have P and Q, find out P and Q. Then find out the P complement, Q complement, and find out P complement and Q complement. This and this connected by an OR operator. This would be your final answer. I repeat again, boys and girls, there are 5 operators or 5 correctives in Boolean algebra or propositional logic. In the previous class, we did and OR operator and operator. Today we did these 3 operators. We have done an unary operator called as NOT. We have done an implication with one condition, with say one added arrow. Here we have double added arrow. This is called as an implication. This is called as an equivalence. This is called as an equivalence. This is called as an implication. Is this clear? Now, let's go to page number 67, boys and girls. Page number 67. We shall learn certain terminologies or the terms which you are going to come across in this chapter. Okay, now I will do, I think you are not that familiar with the truth table. I will do a truth table for 3 variables. I will do truth table for 4 variables. You will have a clear cut idea. Then I will take up this, right? Yeah, I will do 3 variables. I have a variable called as X, Y, Z. Boys and girls, if there are 3 variables, what will you do? If there are 3 variables, what will you do? 2 to the power of 3 is how much? 8. 8 inputs will be there. I repeat again. How many inputs will be there? 8 inputs will be there. Yeah. 2 to the power of 3 will be. Half of 8 is how much? 4. So you must begin 4 zeros, 4 ones. Do you understand, boys and girls? How many variables are there? X, Y and Z. 3. 2 to the power of 3 is how much? 8. So half of 8 is 4 zeros, 4 ones. Then half of 4 is how much? 2. Double 0, double 1. Double 0, double 1. Half of 2 is how much? 1. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. These are all the possible inputs. If the inputs are correct, I'll tell you how do we obtain the output. It's not a big deal. I will teach you in due course of time. If inputs are wrong, everything is wrong. If everything is wrong. Imagine if you have 4 variables. How many inputs will you have? 16 inputs you will have. 16 inputs means half of 16 will be how much? 8 zeros, 8 ones. In second column, 4 zeros, 4 ones. 4 zeros, 4 ones. In third column, double 0, double 1. Double 0, double 1. Double 0, double 1. Double 0, double 1. The last column, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So, see to that in every column you have 16 inputs if you have 4 variables. If there are 3 variables, in every column means vertical, row means horizontal. If there are 3 variables, how many variables do you have? 3, X, Y and Z. So you have 8 inputs, you have 8 inputs, you have 8 inputs. Is this clear? Yeah. Now, I will tell you what do you mean by contingencies. I am doing the definitions in page number 67. Contingencies means the proposition that have some combinations of zeros and ones in a column of a truth table. What do you mean by that? Do you have zeros and ones? Do you have zeros and ones? Do you have zeros and ones? This we call it as a contingencies. This we call it as a contingencies. Tautology. Tautology means in entire column, in all the columns, if you have 1, 1, 1, 1, do you have combination of zeros and ones? That can be a possibility. All the 8 ones can be there. If you happen to have all the columns in a truth table happens to be 1, is known as tautology. Then, contradiction or fallacy or falsity. F-A-L-S-Y. Contradiction or fallacy means all the columns instead of ones, if you have zeros, all the 8 zeros if you have is known as contradiction or fallacy. If you have all of them 1 is called as tautology. What do you mean by consistent statement? Two statements are consistent if and only if their conjunction is not a contradiction. What do you mean by conjunction means? Conjunction means an operator. Conjunction is not contradiction. Contradiction means what? Complement, opposite, not. Okay. The next one is called as inverse. Converse, inverse and contrapositive. I'll tell you what you mean by that. Converse. The converse of a conditional proposition is determined interchanging the antecedent and consequent of given condition. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? F. P implication Q is nothing but Q implication P. This is called as converse. This is called as what? Converse. They are given an example. It's raining. P is equal to raining. Q is equal to, it's not clear. It's not clear. What do you mean by P implication Q? Means if it is raining, then the sky is not clear. If it is raining, it's not clear. This is called as converse. What do you mean by inverse is? Inverse is just the opposite. Just the opposite. Or this is called as inverse. There is no complement. If you have a complement on either side, it's called as converse. This is inverse. And the last one is called as contrapositive. Contrapositive is a condition that is formed by creating another condition. In other words, a bicondition. Bicondition means P equivalence Q or P complement equivalence Q complement. In other words, this also can be told Q equivalence P or Q complement equivalence P complement. So today what did I do it? I did 3 gates, I did 5 terms. Contingencies, tautology or fancy or contradiction, followed by what did you do it? We did contingencies, we did tautology, we did contradictions. Contradiction means fancy. All of them, if they have zeros, it's called as contradiction. If all of them are 1, it's called as tautology. If you have zeros and 1, it's called as contingency. Consistent statement means what happens is, if they are conjunction means what? And. It's not a contradiction. It's not a zeros. Okay. Converse means P implication Q or Q implication P. Inverse means P complement equivalence Q complement or Q complement inverse equivalence implication to Q complement. What do you mean by this? Contrapositive means P equivalence to Q or Q equivalence to P. P complement equivalence to Q complement or Q complement equivalence to P complement. Okay. Up to this we shall have. We will continue in the next class. Boys and girls, take care. Look at chapter number 2. Practice them. Thank you. Take care, boys and girls. Bye bye.